A battle cry is a yell or chant taken up in battle, usually by members of the same military unit. Battle cries are not necessarily articulate, although they often aim to invoke patriotic or religious sentiment. Their purpose is a combination of arousing aggression and esprit de corps on one's own side and causing intimidation on the hostile side. Battle cries are a universal form of display behaviour aiming at competitive advantage, ideally by overstating one's own aggressive potential to a point where the enemy prefers to avoid confrontation altogether and opts to flee. In order to overstate one's potential for aggression, battle cries need to be as loud as possible, and have historically often been amplified by acoustic devices such as horns, drums, conches, carnyxes, bagpipes, bugles, etc. Battle cries are closely related to other behavioral patterns of human aggression, such as war dances and taunting, performed during the warming-up phase preceding the escalation of physical violence. From the Middle Ages, many cries appeared on standards and were adopted as mottos, an example being the motto Jouez mon droit of the English kings. It is said that this was Edward III's rallying cry during the Battle of Cries. The word slogan originally derives from slúagam or slúagam, the Scottish Gaelic word for gathering cry, and in times of war for battle cry. The Gaelic word was borrowed into English as slugorn, slugorn, slogam, and slogan. History =Antiquity The war cry is an aspect of epic battle in Homer. In the Iliad, Diomedes is conventionally called Diomedes of the loud war cry. Hellenes and Akkadians alike uttered the onomatopoeic cry in battle. The troops of ancient Athens, during the Medic Wars and the Peloponnesian War were noted for going into battle shouting alil or alail, which was supposed to emulate the cry of the owl, the bird of their patron goddess Athena. The Western Huns attacked with terrifying battle cries. A common war cry used in ancient Tamilakam was Vatrival, Viraval. Vel is the holy lance of the Hindu god of war Murugan. Middle Ages Each Turkic tribe and tribal union had its distinct tamga, totemic organ bird, and distinct aran. While tamgas and organs could be distinct down to individuals, the hue of horses and aran battle cries belonged to each tribe, were passed down from generation to generation, and some modern battle cries were recorded in Antiquity. On split of the tribe, their unique distinction passed to a new political entity, endowing different modern states with the same aran battle cries of the split tribes, for example Kipchak battle cry among Kazakhs, Kyrgyz, Turkmens, and Uzbeks. Some larger tribes aran battle cries, Kipchak Euro-Ibaz, Kangalia Euro-Biterik, Acoustic Eurotech. Desperta Fuzz was the most characteristic cry of the Almogavar warriors, during the Reconquista. Deus Vult was the battle cry of the Crusaders. Montjoie Saint-Denis, battle cry of the kings of France since the 12th century. Santiago y Sierra, Aspar plus or minus A, was a war cry of Spanish troops during the Reconquista, and of the Spanish Empire. The Takbir, God is great, has traditionally been used by Muslims as a battle cry. On August 14, 1431, the whole Holy Roman Empire army was defeated by the Hussites in the Battle of Dorma 3/4 Lice. Attacking imperial units started to retreat after hearing KTOA 3/4 JSA Boa 3/4 of Bajovnisai Choral and were annihilated shortly after. The Byzantines used several battle cries during the existence of the empire. Before Latin was replaced by Greek, the soldiers would use the battle cry Nabiscum Deus. After Greek became the official language, the Byzantines would use either Kar 1/2 Raila copyrightism or Storos Nika. Mongol warriors used Ikhe, or Iy battle cry to urge both men and horse to battle. The cry is still used in modern Mongolia, especially during traditional archery of Norden. The cry is used as a signal of archer hitting the target. Pre-modern Hahamahadv was the battle cry used by the Maratha during their rule in the Indian subcontinent. The Sikh slogan or Jaikara, battle cry, Bol Sonahal. Sat Shri Akal popularized by Guru Gobind Singh. The rebel yell was a battle cry used by Confederate soldiers during the American Civil War. During the Second Northern War, Swedish soldiers used the battle cry far paragraph of far currency Deranes landet, Garyen Paryen. A Euro hurrah. Mabue was used as battle cry of the Philippine Army during the Philippine Revolution. The battle cry Mabue ang Pilipinas. As a charge/attack. Finnish troops in the Swedish army in the 17th and 18th centuries would use the battle cry Hepcall par currency le. In the 16th–18th century, the French used the battle cry pour la Roi et pour la France. French troops in the Napoleonic Wars after 1805 used the battle cry Vive l'Empereur. In the Texas Revolution, following the Battle of the Alamo, Texan soldiers would use the battle cry Remember the Alamo. Modern during the early 1910s, mainland Greeks spontaneously employed the era. A battle cry previously used by the Cretan gendarmerie. It became standardized in the land armed forces of Greece, during the constant warfare of the next 30 years, the Balkan Wars, World War I, the Asia Minor Campaign, and World War II. During World War I, Italian troops would use the battle cry Savoia. During World War II, Banzai served as a battle cry of sorts for Japanese soldiers, particularly in a Banzai charge. During Indonesian National Revolution, the military, pro-independence militias, and political leaders used the word Merdeka as its battle cry and greetings to the Indonesian people. During the Nicaraguan Revolution, Sandinista combatants used the battle cry Patria Liber Morir. Ora is a war cry used by United States Marine Corps. The Russian version, Ura, has been used by the Imperial Russian Army, the Red Army, and is still used by the Russian ground forces. It was also used by Yugoslav partisans as Ura/Thn Florin Euro Thn. During Operation Torch in North Africa, Waho Walorma Homed became the battle cry for British airborne forces, taken from the manner in which nomadic locals used to communicate over long distances by shouting from hilltops. In Afghanistan, Norwegian troops of the Telemark Battalion would sometimes use the battle cry Tilvalhal, followed by Aura. Muslim Mujahideen shouters Allahu Akbar. See also, slogan, mobbing call, alarm call, catchphrase, military slang, Kai. References, Golem Pin, a Euro Les Christa Goeragayan. A St. George. A. La Euro unregistered trademark expression da Euro unregistered trademark unidentified copyright politique du Dutch copyright da Euro unregistered trademark Aquitaine Anglo-Gascony Euro unregistered trademark, Le Moyen Age, CXII pages 263 Euro 81. External links, Philip Rance, War Cry and the Encyclopedia of the Roman Army, Roman Battle Cries, Ross Cowan. The clashing of weapons and silent advances in Roman battles, battle cries and the drumming of weapons in Roman warfare.